Welcome, Brookshire. Thank you for doing it.
We're up and we're at 'em.
This is my breakfast this morning. It's a plate of I was like I gotta put it on a plate to carry it in here, and I was like, this is so fucking sad. It's Tylenol, ibuprofen, a cold brew half and half, and lip gloss.
I was wondering what's in the vial.
All I know is I'm tired, I'm in pain, and I want to be pretty.
What kind of lip gloss? Let me see.
Fenty, thank you very much.
Oh, Fenty. Whoa. Somebody's got a little money.
And not taking care of anything else is the funny thing. Like, I bought Gucci perfume, but then I mostly use it on days I forget to do laundry.
You got everything. Well, I mean, that's the same with me. I got Yeezys and no credit cards. No feasible way to own anything, but yeah.
I just got denied from 3 credit cards.
Oh, yeah, credit cards are done. Credit cards are fake news.
I thought everybody just gave you those.
Well, no, if your credit score gets low enough, that's a fun thing that happens. They'll start mailing you the bad ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
No,
now.
I get the premier card. Yeah,
Yeah.
Those come for you.
Yeah.
That's like an assassination.
Well, then they sent me a letter explaining it, and they were like, "So you have a lot of collections on your name."
Yeah, collections
and I
are
was
no
like,
good.
"Word? Okay, I had no
Oh
idea."
yeah, I've started to learn who's calling me, what those are,
Yeah,
and I just don't. Yeah.
I'm 31. I just found out I have.
Yeah.
I owe the people money.
Well, that's why I keep my phone on silent. Otherwise, there'd be 30 calls every day.
Yeah.
I don't have that time.
Yeah, if it's a random
While
number.
Venmo was calling you.
Yeah, Venmo was calling me
What did-
several times a day.
Venmo's calling.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah,
What did they want?
they wanted money. There was a
Am I
mistake.
putting you on the spot with that?
No, there was a mistake in transactions where I was paying my old.
I've been there, brother.
Yeah. I paid my old roommate some rent, and I just told him, "Hey, got a lot of bills right now, so please, don't do the 3-day to your account. Take it right now." And then he did. And he took his sweet time, and because of that, when the $600 went, the money wasn't in my account, and so Venmo just fronted him $600. Didn't ask him to, by the way.
Yeah,
And then they were like, "Hey, because we fronted the money, you owe us $600." And I'm like, "I will never pay $600 to use Venmo. That's insane."
No, absolutely.
And
not.
then, but now it's gone back. Now it's only $150 because I've accidentally been paid via Venmo over like the last year.
And they called you?
They call me, they email me all the time, and I'm like, "Cold day in hell."
Yeah,
You know
switched to Zelle.
how many other things I owe?
Yeah.
You think Venmo's top of the
Go
line?
to Zelle, go to PayPal. You know.
I got well.
Bro, there was a day when Zelle. Did you get that Zelle double draft thing a few months ago?
No.
There was a thing where like if you were like if you used Chase Bank and you used Zelle, there was one day where if you paid with Zelle, it just sent double the money. And I pay my fucking rent with Zelle. And so it just doubled my rent and pulled it out. And I called them and they were like, "We're working on it." And I was like, "You're working on it?"
Yeah.
I can't even borrow money from someone because I can't be like, "Hey, I need," like, if I can't even borrow money because I would need the whole amount back to even have money again.
You should sue.
I was like, I just don't have money. And then I was going on Reddit and people were like, "Yeah, we don't have money today."
Oh my.
Isn't that
God.
fucking bullshit? They didn't take them that long. It took them like a day or two, but it was like,
That's still horrific.
I was like, I don't have money right now. Yeah.
I love Googling anything and then putting Reddit.
yeah.
You literally
You're like, well, hey, no, I don't want any expert opinion. I want exclusively unshowered men opinion right now.
But there is always like some dude who had a drain clogged in like 1986.
Yeah.
Who
They
knows
really know
There's
their
the
shit.
biggest. There's always like several paragraphs like, here's what you need.
Yeah. Literally the greatest website of all time.
Yeah.
I'm on there for like any like hyper specific interest that you have. Like I was like, how do I shoot on like a medium format film camera?
Yes.
Like this one Japanese one from the 70s, and there's like 50 people being like, "This screw's loose and that's what's not working," and blah blah blah. Dude, I went to a camera repair guy in Rhode Island. And it was like the sweetest old man, and he like his whole job all day is he takes like old film cameras and he just like tightens the screws for people and like fixes them.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't
Wow.
that so cute?
It's like the end of a Hallmark movie. That's not a real job.
What were you doing in Rhode Island?
I was doing a
gig.
gig in Boston. I was doing a gig at a college in Massachusetts. I took the Amtrak to Rhode Island, and this is funny. I took the Amtrak to Rhode Island, and then I was like, I'm just gonna Uber there to like over the border to get to the college, and it was like the closest, cheapest thing. But I get off the Amtrak, and I had put an apple in my pocket because I was like, I should have like a snack. So I just get off the Amtrak with like a bag on my back and like an apple in my pocket, being like, how do I get to the next state? And I was like, am I Johnny Appleseed?
Yeah.
Like,
An
this
orphan on the run.
is no way to live.
I just need to get across the border and then I'll be fine. I got warrants on the other side. Listen, you know I'm good for it. You got the hoodie on. Just don't look
Yeah,
me
and then
in
I
the
stopped
eyes.
by a camera repairman. I'm like, what year is it?
Oh my
Incredible.
God. How were the shows though? Fun?
Fun. We were in Boston together.
Boston,
Fucking-
a shit town, respectfully.
No.
Mid with a capital M.
I haven't been there, but I have absolutely no interest.
It's actually fine. I no disrespect to any Bostonians, but me no likey.
Yeah.
I don't like the one guy I did like the fucking the well, people were cool. The show rocked. The show was
Yeah, the
cool.
show
Thank
was
you
great.
for if you
Yeah,
came out to the
fans were
show.
great, the show was
That
great.
was actually fucking great. But we met like an old Boston guy, our Uber driver.
Yeah.
We
I
gotta
love
meet a-
old Boston. Old Boston is great. New Boston, it has a gross feel to it.
Yeah.
you know?
Like the girls like coming in from Connecticut with like the fucking like white vests on and stuff. I'm like, you can get out of here. But an old dude is like, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
Love that.
Smoking cigarettes. I love an old man who's smoking cigarettes when he's 86.
That dude we met a dude who was probably, what at that point, like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
and he's smoking cigarettes barefoot outside on the asphalt.
I lost my phone. I left it in the Uber. He was like, "You fucking idiot." He goes, "You should cut your dick off."
Wait, he said that?
yeah.
Wait, so you called the Uber driver and he just
When
went,
we met up
"You
with him to get it back.
fucking idiot, you should cut your dick
Something
off?"
like that.
What
He
does
was-
that have to do with that?
No, this dude was so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
He was so fucking funny.
What was his name? Brian. Brian.
Shout out Brian.
Brian, if you're watching.
Also, like, like, what does that have to do with being forgetful? You've lost your dick privileges, buddy.
Dude,
The
so we go
fuck?
meet up with this guy at 1 a.m. We get his number, and he's like, yeah, I'll be up. We, like, get an Uber to his house, which at this point, we're staying in South Boston, and now we're, like, 40 minutes north of the city. Like, we're, like, such a fucking, not 40 minutes, we're, like, 40 minutes north of our hotel. But we
Yeah,
get
I'm an
there.
idiot.
No, it fucking rocked, dude, because we get there, and he comes out of his, like, basement, and he's barefoot. It's, like, cold outside. He's smoking a cigarette. He's telling us about, he used to be the guy who, like, de-ices planes at airports. Like a fucking crazy job where he was like, yeah, you could like almost die every day, and he's like telling us about that, and he gave us the phone back.
Right
So
on
you
the
could
man.
say, in a way, so you found the phone.
Yeah, we got.
It was in the
phone.
bag.
The phone was in the bag.
Yeah.
And today,
Oh!
Brian, you were the fucking bag.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
bless.
yeah.
What does that mean? The phone is in
So
the
let
bag?
me explain the
Yeah,
lore
yeah.
for anyone who's not listening. So there was once a man named Kenyon who's going through what some would call severe mental illness. and I was at a bar show and it wasn't going very well. And so in the middle of an act out, I just stopped. I said, I hate myself. And I walked off stage. and I then took my iPhone and loudly chucked it at the wall. Everyone in the room saw and heard it. and then later, once I had calmed down a tad, I was worried that I'd lost my iPhone and also my mind. So we got two things missing. But then when I was looking for the phone, I discovered when I chucked the iPhone, it actually bounced off the wall perfectly into my backpack. The phone was in the bag. Everything's gonna work out.
Wow, I actually love that.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was a big metaphor sign for the universe. And then you know what? I never had a problem ever again.
Well, I actually love that. Everything does work out at the end of the day.
eventually. The
Or
phone's
you get
in
your
the bag.
fucking, you get your head blown off in like a train robbery or something.
Yeah, something like
You
that.
know, but hey,
There's a lot of people I meet in New York who have increasingly disturbing subway tales. Like this morning I was filming a sketch with some people and they're like, yeah, I've been punched in the head on the train like 3 times. Someone else like, I got kicked the other day. And I'm like, what is that? Because I'm like having a great time in New York. And I'm like, is there like do I have a debt of random assault that I have to cash in on?
When I first moved here, someone threw cleaning solution in my eyes and ran away.
what?
It's a bio attack.
Yeah, that's chemical warfare.
Well, for a half
went-
second, I was like, oh my God, this is like a street acid attack. So I pulled my contacts out because they were stinging, and I was like, I'm going to go blind. And then it settled, and I was smelling it, and I was like, I think this is just like Windex or something, but I was just like sitting in the train and the doors are here and someone reaches in, throws it and runs away, and I was like, what? And I'm like crying, taking out my contacts, being like, what the fuck was that? And the people around me are just like, a guy was like, I have some napkins if you want. And I was like, it's a moment where you realize nothing's gonna happen, so you just go, okay, thanks, I'll take the napkins. And then I had to go do a fucking show.
What?
Like without being able to see.
What?
Yeah, no, someone was like, yeah, he was in a hoodie. And I was like,
He just felt like
I just imagine you're like running late to New York Comedy Club and then just some fucking scrub shows up like, I heard Maddie's not gonna make it. Just throw it at
He's wearing a black hoodie.
Yeah. It's like Frank Underwood and fucking, he's like pushing people in front of
For like an
trains trying to get spots.
It's at a bar show and
that honestly is the only explanation I can come up with because
that
it was
is like a
it was like
feasible,
into my
logical-
face.
Yeah.
Someone also spit on my face one time. I was like walking to the stand and just some random dude on the street goes, "Fucking bitch," and like spit right in my face.
What?
That was pure mental illness though.
Do you think so?
Because I'll let it be known right now, I was not being a fucking bitch. I was minding my own goddamn business.
Yeah. Well,
Which I guess makes you a bitch nowadays.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting paid.
Maddie, you have heavy female rapper energy in this episode. You got the hoodie on. You're like, bitch, I'm hungry. I want to be pretty.
Taking pills.
Yeah.
You think that is maybe because you're a woman? Nothing like that has ever happened to me.
Yeah. Maybe that's the thing, because me and Tucker objectively are cowards, but not everyone knows that. I mean.
Yeah.
So there is a slight chance that we could enter a fight and win.
Well, I will say I do walk around just waiting for someone to engage in a physical altercation.
Honestly, that energy probably fucking. Look, it's not gonna stop me from getting fucking assaulted. But if I look mean, guys don't catcall as much. If you look like I don't want to fucking talk to you,
I look
I've
worried. I look. I have resting worried and scared face. Because I also ever since my uncle came up to visit recently, he's just like, always look behind you. If someone is near, look behind. And so I've just been like, I have Tourette's. So it's like now they're like, I don't want to rob this guy with Tourette's. And I'm like, I'm just walking down the street like, is he there? Is he there? Is he there? You know, like all the time.
I have dreams of daydreams of being a hero, and someone throws acid on a woman, I physically assault her.
Yeah.
That praises me while she's on the ground.
No.
It doesn't stop that.
It's just,
your fantasy is not of stopping an acid attack.
No, your fantasy is
of
more
avenging-
narcissism.
Yeah.
It's like I like how the making people laugh on stage isn't enough.
Yeah.
It's like instead of stopping a heckler, someone's assaulting someone in the crowd, and you jump to save them, go back on stage, tell a killer joke.
Yeah.
Comedian fights dad.
I think that's the end of my character arc. It's me barrel knuckle boxing my father after he tries to heckle me at a comedy venue, winning, and I go on stage, my hands covered in blood, and I go, "That's the special." Well, that's a wrap, sweetheart.
Real, cut it.
Yeah.
4,000 views. Beat the shit out of a guy for 4,000 views. I'll do it.
Your dad would be the hardest fight because he's fighting with the conviction of like this man was sent by the CIA.
Finally, my time is.
Freedom fighter for a cause that no one believes or knows exists.
What's your dad up to? What's he doing?
We're not talking right now.
All right. Next.
Yeah. He's thriving and vibing, I imagine.
Amen.
Actually, you're just like, well, we have a special guest. Just pops it
Through the window,
Yeah,
broken
Kramer,
glass.
He's
Yeah.
just
Like
holding
Superman.
A hammer.
Yeah. Climbing up the fire escape.
There might be something to the woman thing though of like they approach you more. I have had guys like catcall me where you're like, I'm just not in the fucking mood right. I don't have time, dude. But I've also had the opposite where a guy's catcalled me and I've been like, well, thank you. And then I'm like, wait, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I do for a second. I was like, wait, thanks.
I've been catcalled a few times, and it does make me feel amazing.
By men or by women?
By women. Well, but
When have you been catcalled by a woman?
I went into this fucking this construction store to buy a hard hat the other day, and when I walked in, all the women in the store just started like yelling all this shit at me in Spanish, and then I came out, and this woman was like, They do that. Do not be bothered by them. But I was like, no, that was fucking awesome.
That's never happened to me.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I mean, that's very rare. But if a man did it, like a big scary man, I see how that would be terrifying. You know.
A dude followed me home actually twice on our street.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Dude, this guy, I was like this isn't really funny. Punch this up if you feel like it.
Tell me.
I was like doing laundry at this 24-hour place, and I'm the only one in there, and it's kind of this long hallway, so I'm in the back, and this guy's walking in, and it's very much a thing of like, you know what I mean? I'm at the end of this sort of long, narrow room, and he like, he like walks in, immediately making eye contact, like walking towards me, sustained eye contact, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he just goes, I like your outfit. And I was like, and I just instinctually, I like dodged him and ran out of the, I didn't even think about it. I was like, fucking bye. And then he follows me out and then follows me down the street. And it's like 2 a.m. and I dip into the Domino's and I have to like call my roommate. And I'm like, and I was like, can you like walk me up to the apartment? Because this dude is going to fucking follow me to the apartment. Out of his goddamn mind.
How often does this shit happen?
That's
maybe
absolutely
a
terrifying.
few times a year.
And you know
But
what? The worst part.
A year?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I like how Tucker's like, I'm on the case. I'm going to post a reel that says, don't follow women. And then it will never happen again.
But phone is in the bag. Phone is in the bag. I left my laundry there overnight. Came back the next day. Is still there.
No way.
Phone's in the bag.
Phone's in the bag.
Phone's in the
I
bag.
also like this guy sounds like he's just a psycho that like read how to pick up women 101. He's like, step 1, make eye contact.
Compliment.
Step 2, compliment the outfit. 3, they love confidence and dedication. Follow through. This shows I follow my dreams. I like to do. He's like, checklist, check. Now she's crying. I'm gonna return this book. This is bullshit.
He goes.
Someone at Barnes & Noble got a real earful the next day. This didn't even work. I got arrested again.
You know what's crazy is that's not that far off from a lot of men's lives.
That's
pretty on the
a
money.
lot of men we're right there. Like you're a few IQ points away from just a weasel.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just an actual
It's like guys like Andrew
foaming at
Tate.
the mouth weasel.
Yeah.
because
Weasel.
because there's no difference in your psyche. You're just like, oh, pussy.
Yeah.
Like it's the same way that you see like a stray dog running around the street. Yeah.
And when like a guy like Andrew Tate like tells you what to do, you're like, well, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking retarded.
Yeah, no, because you're just like, well, he's fit. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be fit, rich, have a lot of cool stuff, and get laid a lot. And you're like,
Yeah.
all I have to do is work 14 hours every day. I really have been on an anti-hustle culture
me
fucking
too.
tirade where I do think it's just it is just a way to con people back into feudalism. Where it's just sort of like, no, manifest, be grateful to your God, and then just fucking work 17 hours a week for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. And
You know?
every one of these guys is like, you gotta start a drop shipping.
Those
business.
don't work anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I sell these Windex bottles for $2.79, and they're doing gangbusters right now. It's like, dude, you're ruining the world.
Yeah,
you know?
it's all. Yeah, I get. See, I'm getting that heavy because you Google enough, like what credit card says, I don't
yeah.
care about your past, and then the algorithms like just sends you all these shitty, not even self-help, like manic, like hustle grind, entrepreneurial, like. I went from this, and they're like lying in a sidewalk, to making $60,000 a month.
Yeah.
You want to see how? Click my link, and it's always just like drop shipping IO. Click these 18 different things,
Yeah.
and it really what no one says is like, no. What I do is I con people into thinking they can make money every month,
Which I would respect more if you.
which
were
I
just
do
like,
respect.
Yeah, you go.
That is a
I
hustle.
con people out of their living
By thinking that they're gonna make money doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, how else would you make a salary every month? That's a person.
Yeah.
That's a kill you got.
You have to take advantage of your fellow man to get rich. It's
Yeah.
really an unfortunate.
Or a woman.
No, or a woman.
You can also ruin a woman's life. Make no mistake.
Equality.
Yeah, like I mean Jordan Peterson too kind of just speaks to that like
Huge.
men are lost.
They are.
And I don't even say that with like hatred. I say that with like empathy because I'm like I wish someone was giving you a better solution than this because obviously there's like a deficit there. Like obviously like men are like we right now feel like that fucking you know that meme of the 3 like middle school guys on YouTube being like why are men lost? Like we're gonna solve it.
Well, we're on it right now.
But I don't know. Do you feel like I don't have my finger on the pulse of what that is because I'm not a guy. But do you know what I mean? Like whatever.
But I get to, as I've gotten older, I have found you gotta have at least a little ration of toxic masculinity. Otherwise, you go to beat poetry. You got too much, Andrew Tate. Too little. You need just a bit.
I gotta agree.
You need just a bit to arm up with life. You just need, because there's gonna be all these stresses and mountains and pressure on you to like carry things, especially if you got some generational trauma and shit. You gotta like make money, save your family, like all that pressure on you. And you just need a little bit to nut up and get up and keep fucking going.
I think the Me Too movement really terrified a lot of men into being just to sit in their rooms and not do anything.
Are you serious? I don't think so.
Well, but it does make sense
not
that
in like a bad way, just like it didn't really liberate. It liberated women sexually, and thank God. But I think it scared a lot of younger men to be like, I don't want to engage with anybody.
Well, I think also there's not like a roadmap for men of how to like be a man without literally like harassing and assaulting people. So when you take that away, they're like, I literally don't know. And I'm not saying this is like Me Too did something bad, but I'm saying that the problem is that we haven't given men a roadmap of like it. You can still be masculine. You have to like divorce the idea of being masculine with like dominating women.
Precisely.
And we haven't really taught men how to do that. Yeah.
Because it's such
I feel like being masculine is like, it's also just like owning yourself and your shit and your feel. Like, I feel like old toxic masculinity is actually cowardness. Like, never being able to talk about your feelings, you're a loser.
Yeah.
You're
being authentically
yourself, owning your problems, like being responsible for yourself. Those are all, I mean, I'm not gonna be like those only belong to men, but you could be like that is a manly thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like super into sports. I wouldn't be like I'm a traditionally masculine, but I am pretty masculine that I do that. You know what I mean? I take care of my stuff. I handle my shit. I feel like that's kind of the roadmap for being like a young guy.
Well, and the worst kind of men are the men who are pretending to be something they're not.
They're disgusting. You see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
And also, if you are trying to attract women and stuff, the best thing to do is just be a good hang.
Yeah.
And if you're not a good hang, just like be good at something. And some sort of expertise is nice.
Women have an incredible ability to sniff bullshit out on a man and go, "Oh, you're like putting on a character to try and get me to like you."
Yeah.
So that I'll like sleep with you or whatever. Which is the behavior of a sociopath.
Well, that's why all these like, I think all these get help like the pickup guide, but a lot of people buy them just like there's something off there. Because if you just interact with other people, one of them's got the genitals you want, and you guys will vibe if you have a good personality, and that's it.
Dude, that's like my biggest pet peeve is when guys are like, how do I talk to women? And it's like a person.
Yeah.
Like a human being.
Precisely,
like when you're like doing a thing, it's like so weird. And I get you want to like put on charm, but it's like, please just talk to us like people.
And I think a lot of these men, they with porn and everything, you sit in your room, you go fucking crazy, and you like look at women like these fucking objects, and then you go out in the real world, and then you're like, this is like a different species for me. It's like, no, bro, you've just been fucking cranking it to like the most psychotic porn you've ever seen in your life since you were 7 years old.
There's a lot of that. I also feel like you gotta have some like female friends in you. I always grew up with some female friends. I don't know. Maybe it is just what I enjoyed talking to them more. And I feel like dudes where they're like only surrounded by dudes. It's also like it's like doing different rooms in comedy. Like you can't get too lost in the club scene, otherwise you bomb the alt room. And that's pretty much you gotta have women friends. You gotta strengthen the hour emotionally.
Those are the two genders.
You gotta cross. It's the alt rooms and club. You gotta be able to cross, dude. So if it's like if every conversation is like you ever been going through something like genuinely hard in your life and you try telling your friends about it and you're like, yeah, shit's tough. Sip a beer. Like I feel like a lot of men that I talk to, like I'm getting nothing from this conversation. This is two people just silently suffering. Like, yeah, what are you gonna do anyway? Like it's just it's like deflection. Hand to beer is literally the only sort of way they know how to deal with any sort of emotions. Where it's like I can actually you need to grow past that as a human being.
Yeah, I'm actually low key passionate about this, to be honest.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I really feel like there's like a I don't know. I just feel like there's such a blatant issue that is going so unaddressed that seems so easily fixable to me of just like
and it's crazy the solution is your book for 1995, right?
Yeah, which is on Amazon.com.
Yeah. We don't even have to. It's drop shipping, automatic. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like all these guys just get the wrong information from these dudes who have like mastered the algorithm to make money off of them.
Yeah.
And like especially in our like I know this isn't very funny, but whatever. This
No,
like
this is great.
content-driven society we're living in, where people are just being like force-fed shit all day long.
It's no good.
It's like really dividing people like intensely. Where like it's
Because they live in different universes.
Yeah.
It's almost like everyone is being strayed into different digital cults.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
that's the
people are
scary
like,
thing.
well, my God said this, and like your God said that. Like we're gonna have like the same sectarian conflict just over what loser on Instagram you listen to.
Well, and it's scary because you see people in public, and like I think about that when people walk into a comedy show. I think it's why like when people's phones are locked up, it makes for such a better show, because otherwise people put down their phones and they look at each other and they're not in the same room. They're coming from such radically different worlds. Like someone could have just been watching a video of someone dying, and someone could have just been watching a video of a puppy dog, and they've been watching that for hours, and they think that's what the world is, and then they look up and lock eyes, and it's like, how the fuck is that going to be an interaction in the real world? Like you're not like resetting to be on the same plane even.
That's why we're taking the tour to the woods, folks. You come see us live at the underground cabin where we're waiting for shit to go down.
All my incels out there.
Yeah.
Honestly, on a cheesy note, I do think that's why stand-up is like, God forbid I say it, but like important is that just like it is a live
it's
in
a live
the room thing,
performance, yeah.
and I think like for our generation in particular, it's like when the fuck else do you do that with people?
Well, I think I've heard people say this before that the reason they like doing coke and stuff like that is the only time they feel like people aren't on their phones and they're engaged with people, which is very sad.
Whoa, yeah.
But is that you need to be whacked out of your mind on something to be like, whoa, we should sit and talk.
Dude, if you ever get on the train and you just like you put your phone down and you look up, it's every single person on the train is looking at their phone.
Is glued in. Because I try to stay off the phone sometimes and do it, but the problem is you get the random I'm a zone out kind of guy, and then I'll always accidentally be looking at somebody, and some people on that train take that real personally. Some people I feel like I'm about to get at a bat, they'll look at me and I'm like, I am not about this at all. I'm thinking about something I regretted doing 8 years ago. This has nothing to do with you. I also want to hurt me right now, but this is not please
I get this crazy
don't
shit
follow
when
me.
I'm sitting on the train, I'll like have my phone out looking at Instagram, and there'll be like a beautiful woman across from me, and in my head I'm like, she thinks I'm taking a photo of her, so I'll try and hold my phone down.
No, honestly, I have that too. I like put my hand in front of the camera so that if I'm holding a phone, because when you're holding your phone like this, it looks like somebody has a fucking camera to you.
That's crazy.
I wanted to know, hey, I'm on Instagram looking at ass. I'm not looking at you.
Don't worry, I'm looking at someone hotter than you.
You're like, I am watching porn. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I got an hour on here. I don't have that much time. I gotta get in the commute. I got roommates. You can't even jerk. You can't even jerk
I got on
off.
the train the other day, and this dude was just.
I saw someone just straight taking it in.
Taking it in.
Yeah. What if he's like, I just like to
Headphones?
unwind?
No headphones, no volume, just taking it all in.
Do you really still need to go to therapy if you go on the train? Because every time I'm on the train, biggest self-esteem boost in my life. I'm doing pretty good. I just saw a grown man just jerking off right there, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm pretty good. I've never even thought about doing that.
I kind of respect a guy jerking off on the train. I'm like, by all means, I mean, make your stand, you know? Make it your house. do what you want to do, brother. But also don't do that. Don't be jerking off on the train.
And don't follow people to other cars while you're jerking off. That's also happened.
Yes.
I had a guy, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like, I was sitting across from him. He starts, like, hand under his pants, starts jerking off, and I'm like, all right, stand up. I walk to the next car. And then he fucking follows me to the next car, still, like, locked in. And I was like,
every woman you talk to, you're like, they'll just start talking about their life, and they're like, oh, you're almost sexually assaulted, like, 24/7.
Truly, yeah, you think about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just so, I mean, that's so foreign to me, that you have to go through that all the time. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, bonkers.
What did you do? You just got off the train?
Yeah, I just, like, kept, I think I walked into there.
Wait, yeah, why would you ever want to leave that team? Wait, Maddie, why wouldn't you want to feel like a woman every day of your life? That thing that everyone's trying to destroy and kill all the time.
Man,
But Julie, I think
you
I walked
binary,
one more
or do you just want some peace and quiet?
God damn it, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I think I walked one more car and he didn't follow me there, which is wild because it's like, you were gonna rape me, but 2 cars, you're like, I'm good. Like, what?
It's like, I don't have it in
What
me.
a weird combination of like
got his pants
so
around
much
his ankles.
determination and the threshold to stop you is so low.
I'll just
yeah.
wait. I'll wait for the next one.
Yeah, literally, it's like a train.
He's like-
it's
he's
like
like-
a train. He's like,
treating
there's
it like
one
Burger
coming in
King.
15
He's
minutes.
Like, it's a big line. I don't have to. Christ. Just sign up for all the cardio. Shit.
God damn, can't even be a pervert anymore. These
Yeah,
chicks are all
can't even
running
be a
away.
pervert.
He goes home, makes a YouTube video. Women expect you to work too hard these days.
I'm doing what I do.
God, that is
Fucking
crazy.
bonkers.
Yeah, we just lead different lives, huh?
I'm just here with Tourette's like, oh, I hope nobody takes my cards that are maxed out. Please, if someone robs me, I might die laughing. Of how not you're about to take a phone that I'm still paying off in a wallet with no money.
Yeah, you just bought my debt.
Yeah, nothing's happening. I'm
The
gonna
most
get
expensive
$300.
part of the thing I own is like my jacket.
Yeah.
I'm like, take that back.
Yeah, take my fake chain, you idiot.
Rip these earrings
Yeah,
out of
you
my
fucking
face
moron,
already.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, crazy world we live in. I'm sorry you have to go through all that.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. I didn't mean to bring the spirit of the
Yeah,
pod
quit
down.
fucking-
No, I like talking
Ominous,
about things. I like
yeah.
understanding what's going on with people in their lives. You know, it's just
Yeah.
Well, and it is interesting, too, to hear, like, both sides of the, like,
Yeah,
I
both sides. What's the
No, not
what's the
both sides,
rape
but I mean-
side?
but I mean, it's
you don't want
interesting.
to be. I don't want to be partisan here. Just
Not both sides of that, but the thing of, like, men being lost and also, like, what we have to go through. Like, it's, like, not like, I don't know. I really enjoy when these conversations happen in the same room because I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that's, like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's cool. You learn something new.
Well, and that's kind of what I meant by the Me Too thing. Is like, obviously, I think that was good, but I just mean, you know, like you're saying, it made men who were lost feel more lost, and it made women who had horrible things happen to them feel empowered. But at the end of it, it's like, I feel like what it really did was just like take the farthest ends of the spectrum and make it worse for those people. You know what I mean?
Although I will say one thing about like the most tangible thing I've noticed in my life about Me Too is there are guys who will like make jokes about it, like go in to hug you and be like, I don't want to get Me Too'd. And it's like, yeah, you're making a joke about being scared of that, but genuinely in real life, it is men who are like psychopaths and are violent. It's not stopping them, but men who were like on the fence and didn't realize maybe I shouldn't act this way in an office. That fear, they weren't going to do it out of empathy for women, but the
Right.
fear of I'm going to get fired,
Worked, yeah.
that
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. No, yeah,
that
for
worked.
sure.
I've had interactions with men where I'm like, oh, if you didn't have that in the back of your head, you would have kind of done something weird to me in a work environment. Just like little things, like it's like,
Which is so crazy that it took that to convince.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but it
like
did
a
really
weird
make that
back rub of
difference.
Like, good to see it. You know.
Yeah.
like men not putting their hand on the small of your back when I'm like, we're working together. Like just like little shit where it's like, and not, you know, I'm a hugger. And stand-up's weird too because it's like, it's different than an office. I'm like, we're hugging and drinking. So it's like,
Also, you're like usually longtime friends with a lot of these people.
yeah, true. So like, that's not weird. I'm not saying that's weird, but I've noticed little things where it's like, it has made a positive difference in the lives of like normal people in that
Yeah,
way, even
yeah.
when it's not like a news
think
story.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really feel like I noticed a big. It's not like I was like, oh, I got to change everything I'm doing. You know what I
No.
mean?
I just think about for these like nut jobs.
Nut
these,
jobs,
These
yeah.
like real freaks. Like
Well, I also think it's just
Which is
awkward.
probably
I
for
think
them.
awkward dudes, I think, have a tough time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
that is something we don't talk about enough. Is it's like, yeah, a lot of flirting is like so subtle and
It's
so
subtle,
like,
and it's somebody who's like very emotionally intelligent, and I think like especially if you're just like an awkward kid from like the suburbs, you're essentially like raised by just like AI robots, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you've been on the internet too much, and I don't think you just realize how to talk to another person.
mm.
But you're in luck because I've been on a lot of dates recently, and the other gender doesn't know how to fucking talk to anybody either.
Brother.
So you'll find your awkward match out there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of boring, terrible people across the spectrum, and you'll find each other and fall in love.
Every date I'm on, I'm like, I am just, I'm a clown to this person, just dancing for them, and,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
and I'm destroying
Oh,
the whole
destroy-
time.
yeah, no,
but
easily.
they just look at me like they don't say a word. just
So some dates you really, I like walk out of there sweating. I was like, I'd fucking
Yeah.
put in some
a
work.
4 hour.
Don't you hate when
show.
you like? I'm asked every question. I'm like, aren't you even remotely curious about who I am in the
Yes,
slightest? You
yes.
just met me in public.
Yes.
And then for 2 hours, you've just talked about. This isn't a BBC interview. I'm not here to. You're not famous. It's just like potentially if I would date long-term romantic partnership, and you're like, I need to know literally one thing about you.
Kenny, I go on so many dates where the woman does not ask me a single question.
Really?
Yes. I mean,
that's
so
bonkers.
I've fortunately haven't met too many of those people, but I have met enough that I'm like, this is insane. Yeah. I think monologuing is one of the most annoying sins as a person you can admit in conversation, and not like you have no interest in somebody else's lives whatsoever. It's like one of the that's what the fucking self-help people should tell the awkward kids. It's like, this is how a conversation works.
Yes.
I say something, I listen, now you say,
and
you know what I mean?
ask me a question about me.
Yeah.
Because there are people who like monologue, and then when you start talking, they're like, I've had that where I've like talked to someone and I've been like intently listening, and then it's my turn to talk, and they're kind of like, and I'm like, oh, you're like really just here for you.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Derangement. It's like narcissism distilled, you know. But also, I don't know. Everybody's a fucking narcissist, you know.
Do you?
We said looking into the camera.
Well, we're
looking at the camera. What could just be a casual conversation? I don't know. Everybody's a narcissist. Come hear me talk live. Maddie Wiener, Good Night's Comedy Club. Ooh, Thanksgiving weekend.
Better do numbies.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah, hop on my tour. No, you're a narcissist.
Yeah.
Coming to a city and
No, you. Just. Oh, man.
No, you monetize yourself first.
No, you do it. Me and Maddie Wiener playing hot potato with mental illness across the United States.
Yeah, that's really what we've done. We bought like a timeshare on our insanity.
Yeah. Seems like we just take different turns running it out.
Well, yeah. What's coming up for you, dude? Are you on the road more?
I got a couple of things coming up. It's not really till like the new year, honestly. I'm still trying to book out this little mini tour. Me and Tyler Horvath got a couple things on the East Coast coming. I don't want to like say it until I get it all squared away.
Sure.
Well, where can people follow you?
At Tucker Brookshire on the Instagram. Check out the little videos. If you're a fucking little incel, come through.
He's doing the Lord's work. He has
Yeah.
very common sense advice for men that's very funny.
Yeah.
And they're fucking hilarious. They're literally like, no one's making content at that fucking
And they also work.
level.
Like if you are an awkward dude, he'll teach you how to drip. I feel like a guy who took your class a little bit in terms of the drip.
Well, it's because I was just a fucking weird little freak, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
I get it. It's hard to navigate this
It's hard
cold,
to
dead
navigate.
world we live in, you know? But yeah, follow me on there, folks.
And I'm on Instagram at Maddie T. Wiener. The tour is cooking. We're doing, Kenyon will be there too, featuring Good Night's Comedy Club, Thanksgiving weekend. I'm also in Stamford, Connecticut. I got stuff coming up in Chicago. Zany's in Chicago on the 29th. Fucking come to that. Yeah, check it out. But all that's in the link in my bio on Instagram, Maddie T. Wiener.
Sweet. Check me out on Cash App, Kenyon Adam Chick. You know what it is. Help her brother out. You
Definitely not Venmo.
Definitely not Venmo. Don't make that mistake. If you Venmo me, you better Cash App me double. Yeah, check me out. I'm going to be featuring for Maddie. I'm going to be headlining Mystic Distillery in Durham. I'm also going to be in Boston. So check that out. That's all on my Instagram. Fucking come to a show, goddammit. And the Patreon.
See you on the Patreon.
See you on the page.
Patreon.com/phone is in the bag.
The phone is in the bag. I love the name.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Tucker, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing
Thanks
it.
for doing it.
This was a blast. We figured it out.
We solved it, guys.